In the previous lecture, we had a discussion regarding introduction to the spread spectrum, the salient features of it, and how a PN sequence is generated using the LFSR. While discussion about LFSR, we had discussed that it has no input, rather the input is given from the feedback, the output stage and one of the intermediate state is taken together to form a input for the LFSR. In the previous lecture, we were discussing about 4-stage LFSR in order to generate a PN sequence. The LFSR was like this. There were 4 flip-flops, F0, FF0, FF1, FF2 and FF3. The corresponding outputs are S0, S1, S2 and S3. Moreover, as far as input to the first stage is concerned, it is taken altogether from S0 and S3 as XORing and it is given to the first stage as an input, which is basically a feedback. And then we have prepared a table consisting of all the sequences for the consecutive clock cycle, and then we mark the PN sequence, which is basically nothing but the output which is available at the S3, and the corresponding PN sequence that we obtained was 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1. It is basically the value that is available at the output of S3, that is like this: 0 0 0, then 4 times 1, then 0 1 0 1 1 0 0, and then last one, that is 1. So if we count the number of elements over here, there are total 15 elements, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. We know there are 4 stages, that is the value of m is equal to 4, and therefore the length of PN sequence, which is given by capital N, this is equal to 2 to the power m minus 1, this is equal to 15. We will again mark PN sequence over here in order to discuss the further points related to PN sequence. The sequence that we obtained, it consists of 0 0 0, then 4 times 1, then 0 1 0 1 1, 0 1 0 1 1, and then 0 0 1, 0 0 1. As far as this PN sequence is concerned, this PN sequence or the pseudo random or the pseudo noise sequence is required to follow certain properties, and these properties are, we'll see, PN sequence properties. The very first property is called as balanced property or balance property. The second one property is called as run length property. And the third property, which is very much important property, it is called as autocorrelation property. If a PN sequence follow all these 3 properties, then we will get a better result or a proper result. So we will discuss these properties one by one. The very first property, that is balanced property. Sometimes we call it as a balance property. Now if we count the number of oners and number of zeros in the PN sequence, then we came to know that, suppose we count the number of ones, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. There are total 8 number of ones, and if we count the number of zeros, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. The property says that the number of ones in a Pn sequence is always plus 1 to the number of zeros. The number of the number of ones in a Pn sequence is equal to number of zeros plus 1. We have over here, we have proved this, that number of ones are 8, number of zeros are 7, and therefore this property, if we see, this property is basically verified. So the first property, that is balance property, is nothing but the number of ones in a Pn sequence is equal to number of zeros plus 1. It means that always in a Pn sequence, number of ones will be plus 1 than number of zeros. And that's why it is called a balanced property. Moreover, if we talk about the probability, then probability of P of 1, for particular this example, if you consider, then it is 8 by 15. Since we are getting 8 times ones out of these 15 elements, we can write the probability of getting 1 is 8 by 15 and the probability of getting 0 is 7 by 15. That is, P of 1 is almost equal to P of 0, that is probability of getting 1 is almost equal to probability of getting 0, and that's why we say that the symbols, that is 1 and 0, they are equiprobable. They are equiprobable. And since these symbols, that is 1 and 0s, are equiprobable, the entropy will be high. Entropy will be maximum, and therefore the information content that is I of x will be maximum, or in other words we can say that maximum information will be conveyed. This is first property, that is balanced property. The second property is run length property, or sometimes it is also called as run property. Now, before understanding this run property, we must know the meaning of exactly what is the run. Now, again we will mark the Pn sequence over here for the same example, that is 0 0 0, thereafter 4 ones, and then 0 1 0 1 1, then 0 0 1. Now here the continuous number of ones and zeros, they are called as runs. Like here there are 3 continuous zeros, that is called as first run. Then we have continuous 4 ones, that is called as second run. Then we have single 0, that is called as third run. Then we have single 1, that is called as fourth run. Then we have again single 0, that is called as fifth run. Then we have continuous 2 ones, that is sixth run. Then we have double zeros, or the continuous zeros, that is seventh run, and last we have single 1, that is the 8th run. So continuous zeros and continuous ones, they are called basically run or run lengths. Now as far as run length property or run property is concerned, the statement will be like this: out of total runs, 1 by 2 to the power n will be of length n. Now what is the meaning of this statement? That you will see. For example, if we take the value of n is equal to 1, then for n is equal to 1, if we want to find out the number of run length, then it is given as 1 by 2 to the power n into total number of lengths, that is n is equal to 1. For n is equal to 1, the total number of run length will be 1 by 2 to the power n into total number of length. Here the value of total number of length is 8. So it is 1 by 2n into 8. If we put the value of n is equal to 1, we will get 1 by 2 into 8. This is equal to 4. That means, that is, there will be 4 runs of length 1. If we see the PN sequence over here, then single 0, single ones, if we count over here, that is run number 3, run number 4, run number 5 and run number 8. They are of length 1 and the total number of lengths are 4, or the number of runs are 4. So there are total 4 runs of single length or length 1, and these runs are nothing but the number 3, number 4, number 5 and number 8. So these are the runs having length 1, that is 3, 4, 5 and 8, all having single zeros, single ones. Similarly, for n is equal to 2, we will get 1 by 2 to the power n into 8 is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n multiplied by 8 is equal to 1 by 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 8 is equal to, here we will get 2 runs. So run length having 2, we will get 2 runs, and if we check the PN sequence over here, the PN sequence, that is 6 and 7, they are basically having length of 2, that is 11 and 00. That is, there will be 2 runs of length 2, which are nothing but these runs, that is 6 and 7, which consist of 00 and 11s. If you see the PN sequence over here, then this run number 6 having 2 ones and run number 7 having 00s. Similarly, for n is equal to 3, the value of number of runs will be given as 1 by 2 to the power n multiplied by 8 is equal to 1 upon 2 to the power 3 multiplied by 8 will give you value 1. That is, there will be 1 run only of length 3. There will be 1 run of length 3. If we check the PN sequence over here, then there is only one sequence which consists of 3 zeros. The first run, that is 0, 0, 0, which is having 3 bits or the length 3, and that is only 1, or the first run. Okay, so if you look at over here, initially we have got 4 runs having length 1, then we have got 2 runs having length 2, and then we have got 1 run having length of 3. Now here, if you look at this PN sequence, there are total 8 runs, out of which 4 plus 2 plus 1 we have covered 7 already. The remaining is 1, which will be consisting of length 4, and this length 4 sequence is nothing but, or the run is nothing but this second run, which consists of 4 number of ones, 1 1 1 1. Okay. Moreover, in general, the number of runs are basically given as the sequence length n plus 1 by 2. Here the sequence length is 15 plus 1 by 2 will give us 8. So if we see this PN sequence, we have got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 runs, which is verified again. Now if you look at these two properties, that is balance property and the run length property or run property, then we say that the number of runners and or the distribution of number of runners and number of zeros is basically a justified one or a balanced one. If we see the first property, out of total 15 elements, we have got 8 ones and 7 zeros. It means that somehow ones and zeros are balanced. Similarly, if we take the runs altogether, then they are also balanced, because here we have got the 4 runs of one length or having the length 1. Then here we have got 2 run of length 2. Here also if we consider the 2 runs of length 2, then total digits or elements will be 4. Here also 4 elements are there. Here also 4 elements are there. Here only 3 elements were there. Again the last one having the length 4. It means that the run property and the balance property, they are almost altogether same. The only difference is that this particular property gives us the knowledge about the probabilities that the symbols, that is zeros and 1, are equiprobable, and therefore they conveys the maximum information. Whereas if we see the second property, that is run length property or run property, it gives idea about the distribution is almost balanced, whether it is a single run length or whether it is a length of 2 runs or whether it is a 3-bit or 4-bit run length. So if we compare these number of bits, for the length 1 there are 4 runs having, which will cover 4 bits. Similarly here we have 2 runs of run length of 2. Again here we will get the 4 bits. Here only we will get the 3 bits, because if we consider the length of the sequence, it is almost 15, and therefore if you consider the 4 lengths or 4 runs, then definitely one of the run length will be having digit less than 4, because to have the total 4 bits in each run length, the run length must be then equal to 16, but then we are getting 1 bit less, and therefore if we compare these run lengths, then there will be a one run length which will be having 1 bit less as compared with the other length or other run of the lengths. Now see the third property, that is autocorrelation property, and this property is very important property as far as PN sequence and its use in the spread spectrum modulation technique is concerned. Now we know that the autocorrelation function is given by this R of D is equal to 1 by capital N summation small m is equal to 1 to capital N C of n into C of n minus D, where this C of n minus D is nothing but delayed version of C of n. That is the original signal that we will consider, and then we will multiply it with the delayed version of the same signal, and that's why it is denoted by C of n minus D, where the value of D can vary from 1, 2, 3 up to n depending on the sequence length. Now as far as this 1 by capital N, this capital N is nothing but it is the PN sequence length, In the earlier example, the sequence length was given as 15. Okay. Now again, we'll mark the Pn sequence which we generated earlier. The Pn sequence was 0, 0, 0, then 4 times 1. Thereafter, we have 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, and then 0, 0, 1. This was the sequence that was obtained earlier. Now here, Here 0 we will mark it as 1 and 1 we will mark it as -1. So 1 will be marked as -1 and 0 will be marked as 1. Like this. Now we'll call this particular signal as C of n. Okay. This was the original bit sequence that we have obtained as a Pn sequence. Now we are converting it by the substitutions, like 0 will be treated as 1 and 1 will be treated as -1. Okay. Now for d is equal to 0, if you consider this autocorrelation function, that is r of d is equal to 1 by capital N, this r of d becomes, you will see what it becomes. For d is equal to 0, the r of 0, we will put the value of d is equal to 0 over here. So it becomes r of 0, then 1 by capital N summation m is equal to 1 to capital N C of n into C of n minus d, value is 0, so it is Cn minus 0. Now this, we know that for the previous example we are considering this all, the sequence length is 15, so 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15, it comes out to be C of n into again C of n, because here the value of d is 0, so it becomes C of n. We can write this as 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15 C square of n, that is Cn multiplied by Cn itself. Now if we multiply this Cn, that is 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1, minus 1. Then we will get all 1's over here, because minus 1 multiplied by minus 1 will give you 1. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, this is again C of n as it is. So we will get all 1's over here, right? And if we consider this value of r of 0 over here, that is 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15, the value of Cn square will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 likewise, and therefore it will come, if we take the summation value, this summation value will come out to be 15 divided by this denominator factor, that is 15, and it will gives you value that is equal to 1. Therefore we will say that the value, that is autocorrelation value at d is equal to 0 is 1, and this is very important, because we are going to use this particular r of 0 is equal to 1 value later on as well. Okay. Now if we want to find out the value that is at d is equal to 1, at d is equal to 1, the value that is r of d becomes what it becomes, that we'll see. Okay, it comes out to be r of 1 is equal to 1 by 15 again. I'm directly writing the value of n over here, then summation m is equal to 1 to 15, here it will be C of n. Okay, and this C of n will now be equal to C of n minus 1, because the value of D is 1 over here. Now here we are multiplying Cn with C of n minus 1. It means that we have to delay this sequence, that is C of n, by 1. Now here again we will mark this C of n over here like this: 1, 1, then minus 1, then minus 1, then minus 1, then minus 1, then 1, then minus 1, then 1, then minus 1, minus 1, then 1, 1, and then minus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Somewhere we are lagging with one element. So here it is 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 4 times minus 1. Then we have 1, then minus 1, then 1, then double minus 1, then 1, 1, and then minus 1. Total there must be 15 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Somewhere one element is missing.
Go.
The value of Cn minus 1 will be the 1 bit shifted version of the Cn towards right. Therefore, this 1 will be writing beneath this 1. It means that this 1 will be shifted over here. Similarly, this 1 will be shifted over here, this 1 will be shifted over here, and this last minus 1 will be shifted over here. So we will shift this data by 1 bit towards right by 1 bit, and therefore we will get over here minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Thereafter 1, minus 1, 1, then minus 1, minus 1, then 1 and 1 over here. If we multiply this particular C of n and C of minus 1, here we will get minus 1, here it will 1, 1, here it is minus 1, here it is 1, here it is 1, here it is 1, here it is minus 1, here it is minus 1, here it is minus 1, here it is also minus 1, here it is 1, here it is minus 1, here it is 1, and here it is minus 1. If we can count the total number of minus 1s and plus 1s, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are 8 minus 1s. 8 number of minus 1s. And if you count the plus 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. 7 number of plus 1s. So if we take the summation of these total numbers, it will be minus 8, it will be 7. So resultant value that we will get will be minus 1. Now if I put this value in the autocorrelation formula, that is R of 1 is equal to 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15 C of n into C of n minus 1. Here the summation value will be minus 1. The summation value will be minus 1. So it will be minus 1 by 15. So we are getting R of 1 is equal to minus 1 by 15. Okay. Similarly, for D is equal to 2, if we try the autocorrelation value, then it is for D is equal to 2, the R of D becomes R of 2 is equal to 1 by n summation m is equal to 1 to capital N C of n into C of n minus 2. Okay. If you put the value of n is equal to 15 as per the example that we are considering already, then this will be 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15 C of n into C of n minus 2. Again we need to mark our signals, that is C of n and C of n minus 2. Okay. So similarly for D is equal to 2, the autocorrelation, that is R of D, becomes R of 2 is equal to 1 by capital N summation m is equal to 1 to capital N C of n into C of n minus 2. If you put the value of the sequence length, that is capital N, the value becomes R of 2 is equal to 1 by 15 summation m is equal to 1 to 15 C of n into C of n minus 2. Now here we will mark the C of n, that is 1 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, then 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 1 minus 1. Now to obtain this C of n minus 2, we need to shift this C of n towards right by 2 bits. So after shifting this C of n towards right by 2 bits, we will get 1 minus 1 1 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. If we multiply the C of n with C of n minus 2, here you will get 1 1 multiplied by 1 we will get 1 1 into minus 1 we will get minus 1 1 into 1 we will get 1 minus 1 into 1 we will get 1. So here again we will get minus 1, here it is 1 1, here it is minus 1, then again we will get 1, here it is 1, here it is 1, here it is minus 1, here it is minus 1, here it is minus 1, and here it is also minus 1. Again if we count the number of minus 1 and number of ones or positive ones, so number of minus ones is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Here it is, we will get this minus 1. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. The number of minus ones are 8. Similarly, number of positive ones is equal to 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So here it is minus 8, here it is 7, again we will get minus 1. And if we put this value in the autocorrelation function, that is R of 2 is equal to 1 by 15 into summation m is equal to 1 to 15 C of n into C of n minus 2, okay, and if we sum up those values, the summation will recede to minus 1, and therefore this R of 2 will get again 1 by 15 into minus 1, that will gives you minus 1 by 15. So from this we came to know that except at d is equal to 0, for which we will get the value of R of 0 is equal to 1. At other instants like d is equal to 1, d is equal to 2, likewise up to d is equal to say 14, will get the values as minus 1 by 15 only. The value of R of 1 will be minus 1 by 15. The value of R of 2 will be again minus 1 by 15. Similarly, at d is equal to 14, that is the value of autocorrelation at 14 will be is equal to again minus 1 by 15. And at d is equal to 15, the value of R of 15 will be again it will be plus 1. It means that at regular interval, according to the length of the sequence, we will get the value of R of 0 is equal to R of 15 is equal to R of 30 is equal to R of 45, likewise always equal to 1. And at rest of the instant like R1, R2, R2, R3, R4 will get the values always, that is minus 1 by 15. The value that is 1 will repeat only after 15 values likewise, and therefore we can write over here R of 0 is equal to R of 15 is equal to R of 30 is equal to R of 45, likewise that will give you the value 1. Otherwise at other instances we will get the value as minus 1 by 15, as we have already obtained for d is equal to 1 and d is equal to 2 earlier. Now if we draw the graph over here between R of d and D. If we draw the graph between R of D and D, let these are values like 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, then 12, then 13, then 14, then 15, likewise, then 16. For D is equal to, we know that for D is equal to 0, the value of R of 0 comes out to be 1. So if we mark 1 over here, we will get the point over here. For rest of the points, that is from 1 to 14, we are getting the value that is minus 1 by 15. So here also we will get minus 1 by 15. Here also, that is at 2, we will get minus 1 by 15. Here at other instants like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 14, we will get the values that is minus 1 by 15. And for 15, that is at this particular instant, we will again get the value of R of D as 1, as shown over here. And if we draw the graph will be like this. The graph will be like this. And if we draw for the earlier values, then it will be like this. It will be like this. So this type of nature we will get for the autocorrelation function, which indicates that we are getting the significant value at 0 for a 4-stage LFSR. We are getting the significant value at N or D is equal to 0, for D is equal to 15, for D is equal to 30, likewise. At other instant, the value that we will obtain will be minus 1 by 15, which is of no use. Okay. Now this autocorrelation property plays a vital role as far as PN sequence for spread spectrum communication is concerned. This one at D is equal to 0, this one at D is equal to 15. This signifies that the same PN sequence must be used at the receiver as that of the PN sequence that is used at the transmitter. It means that if we have a transmitter and suppose this is a receiver, then whatever the PN sequence that we use at the transmitter side, the same PN sequence we need to use at receiver in order to recover our signal. Suppose this is transmitter and this is receiver, the PN sequence that is being employed over here in order to spread the signal, the same PN sequence we have to use at the receiver side in order to de-spread the signal, that is to recover the signal. Now coming back to the autocorrelation property, we are getting the values that is 1 at 0 and 15. The meaning is that, or the inference of this PN sequence is that, or the autocorrelation property of the PN sequence is that for other sequences we can get the other sequences by rotating the PN sequence. It means that if we are using this particular PN sequence, then by shifting the PN sequence, this PN sequence can be used for another users. It means that while discussing the properties, we had a discussion that it has multiple access capability. It has multiple access capability. It means that the same PN sequence can be used for multiple users, but then the same PN sequence we have to use by shifting the sequence by 1 bit. Here we are having the PN sequence of length n is equal to 15. So we can cater 15 users over here by shifting the PN sequence by 1 bit 15 times. Okay. The code that is used for spreading the same PN sequence you have to use at the receiver end in order to de-spread the signal. since the PN sequence length for this particular example is consisting of 15 elements, we can cater 15 users by shifting the PN sequence by 1 bit, and this makes this spread spectrum modulation technique very useful. That is, it gives the scope for multiple access. The same sequence can be used for other users. By just shifting that sequence, we can cater the multiple users, and that is the greatest advantage of this PN sequence. And that's why we say that spread spectrum modulation technique gives us the scope for multiple access.